And what's up, platypus people? I'm back. It's been a couple of days. A lot going on with my case. I submitted my appeal. We'll see what happens after here. But been having a lot of bad weather recently, and wanted to take the time to talk about prepping for disabled people. I've always been a big prepper, going all the way back to 2001. I was right outside of New York City when that happened. And September 12th, I was out shopping for canned goods, prepper goods, and I've never stopped. So anyway, it kind of made me think about with all the bad weather and disabled people, and we're kind of at the mercy of the element, but we're also at the mercy for the Red Cross and for FEMA if they still even exist. But originally, if there's a disaster in your community, it will first be your local responders, your firefighters, volunteers, police, law enforcement, neighbors. Then hopefully the Red Cross would get involved. At least that's the way it was when I was involved with them. We would go do the disaster assessment. That was one of the teams I was on. And we'd give our report to the headquarters, which would kick it up to FEMA, and then they would decide how to appropriate the funds for the response. I'm going to do a whole other video on that because that's something kind of near and dear to my heart. But let's see if I can reach this, my stick of pointing. Anyway, a lot of things I wanted to cover, not a lot of time. So if there's a disaster and you got a shelter in place and kind of wait for the best, your power's out, you got no water, it's pretty much a shit show. And there's a few things that you can do to kind of improve your quality of life at that time and place. And I got some items out here. I'll kind of highlight each one of them. I'm kind of doing this on the fly. I don't do a rehearsal. But so I'm just going to start on my end and work my way down. The first thing, this is my remote. First thing I would have to talk about are power banks. Um, this is currently charging right now. I got it plugged in, but it's solar power, or you can plug it in. So basically, you charge it up when you have power, and when it can run all night. And during the day, you recharge it with power with solar. And this one's actually pretty cool. It's got some kind of strap cables. This is for your Mac, your Apple phone. This is your USB-C. This is your older type in here. And it actually has wireless charging. So this is a great device. This will be your workhorse. Because you might need something like this, a little portable fan. Because if you're like me, I can handle the heat. I just can't handle the no circulation. Anyone who's survived the hurricane knows that after the hurricane, the power's out and it's humid as hell. It's like this dead calm. It's just stagnant. So this will make your life a lot easier. So it's just a fan that I bought online on Amazon for like $10. Plugs in to this unit like so. Push the button, and I got a fan. And I was supposed to turn the fan up on overhead, but I forgot to, so we're just going to keep running with it. So we've got a fan, we've got a solar pack. You can charge your cell phone with that if you still have cell phone coverage. You can also charge this light here. It has USB charging. It's bright. It's got different features. So you even got like a flashing for an emergency. All right, it's off. That's bright. So this comes in handy. Obviously, flashlights. Always have a lot of batteries on hand. Check your flashlight and your batteries periodically. You should check your smoke detector batteries, any other your electrical devices. So, kind of covered that. I got comfort items, some dude wipes. Gotta love these things, man. But so the water's out, right? Now, this is not ideal. I've never used this, but I bought it. It's like a water purification kit. I'm not really going to take it out of the bag and demo it, but it comes with a hand pump, all the appropriate cables. This is the filter device. It looks like it's got some instructions that come in here. The warranty. What we got here? This is a syringe, I guess, to clear. After you're done, you want to back flush your hosing to get all the gunk out of there. Because you could use this to siphon water basically out of a puddle if you need to. I wouldn't want to do it, but if I had to, it'd be better than, you know, not having anything to drink, or, you don't want to drink salt water ever. This is not a saltwater purification device. And ultimately, it's just a hand pump. Kind of connect your piping to there. There's a that draws through down there. You put it, your line down into your puddle. You hand pump it, and it even has a little collection tank if need be. Your little drinking cup. But this will do up to like 10,000 gallons of water, and wasn't cheap. It was about $100, but if you need it, you're gonna have it. And people like us, we're gonna be stationary. We can't get up and go to the Red Cross food line, or Men's Baptists, Southern Men's Baptists are feeding. They're great. They do all the mass feeding and disasters. I love those guys and gals. So I got through water purification. I got some. I've mentioned before that I was a former paramedic, so my kit might be a little bit more than your kit. This is a trauma life support kit for like combat medics, tactical police, law enforcement. Your scissors, ice pack, tourniquet, a chest. If you have to do needle chest decompression, tourniquet, which I think everyone should have at least one. Especially, those of us in the Second Amendment world. If you're going to carry, man, you could get shot in the meantime, or you could have an accident, or something could happen. And the tourniquet, man, is just as important as that ball. And I dropped my microphone. Gonna hope that we still have audio. Still got green signal. We should be good. Learn it a little bit. At 0.1. All right. So I've got the fan. Oh, like I said, my suture training kit, but I don't think anyone really needs that, unless you want to get creative. But a roll of duct tape will work to seal up most wounds. Super glue. I've got some of that. Talked about flashlights. Here's another charger. This is a smaller one. I actually couple this with the phone that I'm recording on right now, and it's actually the same size, so I can be charging while I'm talking. It's great. Cannot recommend Insect Repellent enough. This is a great brand. Again, I'm not paid to do any of this. And then, of course, have your medications on hand. Always can never have enough Tylenol. Food, again, that's on you, but MREs come in handy. You do need water with these to activate the heating element. A lot of these meals that you see on these other channels, like Tony's channel, I love that guy. I'd love to get his product, but you have to use water with those. Those are dehydrated. These are MREs. You could eat these cold if you had to, but they open up, and so I'm not going to open one. There's a little pouch that you put everything in. There's a chemical packet that you add water to, and it creates heat. It's like a hydrothermic reaction, I believe, or ectothermic. That might be chemical. Anyway, it heats up. It does create like a noxious gas, so you don't want to do it inside. Like if you have to, like do it by an open window, keep some ventilation, because it does create some sort of vapors. It's not good for you, but you're in a disaster. What are you gonna do? I also have a fire starter stick that I've bought. Glow sticks. Can't have enough of them. I actually found these really big ones. You got your standard size safety glow sticks that are great. But this will, like, you kind of crack one, and you got some good like ambient light in the room for the evening. So if you get up, you're not going to stub your toe. I'm always concerned about fires, so I have a fire blanket. Again, not paid. I think they're great. And I always a firm believer in a good utility knife. This is a cold steel, I believe, CRK or SRK. I don't know. What is it? It says on the blade. SRK. I'm a big knife owner, and this by far is the best knife I've ever owned. Look at the spine on that. This thing is thick. You can crack coconuts open with this. I love sweet potatoes here in North Kakalaki. It's our thing. And this is what I use to cut sweet potatoes, because it just cleaves right through it. It's thick enough where you could baton cut through it, which is a skill, Anyway, I just wanted to touch base on this stuff. I've been meaning to do this. And, I've been busy with my case, Got my kilt on too, by the way. And anyway, it's probably really not the best. Here, let me just kind of give you a close up real quick too. I'm not going to tell everything again, but that kind of gives you an idea what I got. Again, the fan and the charger. So, all right, people, that's it for me for now. I'm going to try to do a couple of these today because I got some stuff I want to say. But anyway, all right, platypus people, peace out. Later.